Welcome to Story Chats at Inspy Romance. I'm Elizabeth Madry, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
I'm Narelle Atkins.
I'm Valerie Comer.
And Toni Shiloh is back with us today to talk about her recent release from Love Inspired, Winning His Trust. Thank you for being here, Toni.
Thank you guys for having me again.
So we're going to start off, as we often do, by having you tell us about your book.
Oh, is that how it's done?
It is. That's how it starts. Just throw you in the deep end. Go. Tell us about the book.
Let's see if I can do this. So Winning His Trust is set in Willow Springs, Arkansas, and it's got two of my favorite people, Jordan Wood and Declan Porter. So Jordan has returned home. Her brother runs the general store in a little tiny home section who they've previously been introduced to in her Christmas Redemption. And Jordan's also kind of running from, a bad relationship, low income, all the fun things that make you return home. And then she runs into Declan Porter, someone she went to high school with, who also is having some financial issues with his business, wants to get it, on the upside of things. And they kind of, bump heads. They're not the warmest feeling people towards one another, but I also think that's why I love them, because they've got great banter in the beginning and then they slowly peel back the layers and feel, hey, maybe my first impression was entirely the wrong impression. So just a little brief snippet of what it's about. Did I really actually answer that?
You did. No, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. And I actually, it's nice because while they're maybe not like picking at each other, like they're not like hateful to each other for all that they've got banter, and they're not, it's not one of those ones where you're like, if you hate him this much, you should just walk away now. Don't try to make something of that. That's not going to happen.
Right.
And their memories of each other from high school, oh, there she goes, are, it's not quite the same as some of what we see in this re-meeting later on, where, they hadn't been in love, there hadn't been all this teenage angst going on.
Right.
Did they even remember each other was, a little closer.
Yes. So. Yep. All right. So, Valerie, actually, you are on my list first, so you get the first question.
So they meet again when Declan and his son come into this general store that Jordan is in. Her brother runs it now, right? Because their parents have passed. So he comes in and he asks for her brother, and she's like, hello, what am I, chopped liver? Okay, so I'm kind of like projecting a little bit into her attitude, but she's feeling like everybody's looking down on her. It's all about her brother, but she's here too, right?
Right.
So Declan wants the Woods family to consider carrying some retail items for his new outdoor adventure business, like camping gear and stuff like that. So I'm a huge fan of camping. We used to do lots of tent camping and that when our kids were little. They still think it's the only way to camp, but we're getting old and we think that a trailer is really nice. We like a fridge, we like a bed, a bathroom's all right too. Anyway, so I'm really curious about Declan's business model and what kind of experience you've had with camping or canoeing or whatever that might have come to play as you fleshed out this adventure guide.
Yes. So my first thinking process is I know nothing is what I operate from. Even if I've been camping, I still operate with the I know nothing, because the last time I was camping was pre-kids. So I might as well not know nothing about camping. So I just Googled and researched a bunch of different outdoor adventure places, saw what they were doing, and I was like, it's simple, but also it seems not simple.
Which is what Jordan comes up with as she's trying to help him. Simple, but not.
Exactly. You think, oh, I can simply take people out and, charge them and that's it. But there's so much more to it. I mean, there is, the legal stuff, which kind of made my eyes glaze over. And then of course everyone charges different prices. You're like, how do you know where to price point? So I made all my questions, his questions and her questions. And I'm like, we can all learn together.
I think that's a fun way to do it, because I catch myself doing that sometimes too with characters. Is that like, okay, I don't know this, so here's your set and here's your set, you guys, and let me listen, right?
Right,
While
exactly.
you duke it out and figure out what you think about this situation. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, that's not what I thought I was going to think about this at all.
Exactly. Yes.
So have you been fishing, been canoeing, done all that fun stuff?
So I've been kayaking, I've been camping. I have never fished ever, which is funny because I keep putting it in books, and so maybe one day I should actually do it. And I've, had some similar camping experiences in the military, but not really camping.
A little different.
Yeah, just a
Well, here's your standing invitation, Toni. Come visit me sometime. We'll go camping,
would
either
love
in a
to.
trailer or a tent. You're, whichever. And we'll go fishing, kayaking.
Yes,
Come to me.
tent camping is awesome, but I think I'm starting to feel like you are, a bed would be nice, facilities.
Our kids kind of laugh at us. They're like, that's not real camping. We're like, yeah, whatever. We're enjoying the outdoors under our terms. So
That's awesome.
Excellent. Narelle, what's your question?
It's me. I'm up next. Well, I really enjoyed reading this book, and I love
Me
the
too.
outdoors part of the story. Like, I just really enjoy reading CCR set outdoors. But my question is, I'm going to start with the opening line in chapter 4. And this line really took my eye when I was reading. And we're in church, we're in Jordan's point of view, and she's thinking, did God think Jordan was a failure? And that's a pretty sort of big question to be thinking about in church. So I thought, why don't we talk about what's going on with Jordan and what's the context in terms of her spiritual journey for why she's at the beginning of the book thinking that she is potentially failing God?
That's a great question. I feel like sometimes when you return home for whatever reason, there's automatically that I'm a failure mindset. Obviously, I didn't make it out in the real world. I had to come home for support. Whether that's true or not, I think a lot of us struggle with feeling like a failure. I've been in similar situations in the past where I needed additional help, and I'm like, I'm a grown woman, and I'm coming to my family for support. Like, this is not success. This is not the definition of a success. Obviously, I'm a failure. But I took it a step further with Jordan by asking if God thought that, because now it also not just what she's doing in the physical world, but what is she doing spiritually? Does he look at her and think she's all encompassing of failure in all the ways you can fail? And I wanted her to question where she had been in her faith up until that point. I wasn't imagining her in church back where she was. So she's, returning to church in the same time as she's returning home. So just kind of doing that, open self-reflection that can lead down so many wonderful paths.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Chapter 4 is a good place for that too, because we've gotten to know them a little bit, and now we're like taking a deep dive.
All right, hang on. I got to get my dog out of the room. He's like howling. So hang on.
We can't hear him though. Yeah, no, but I really love the spiritual arc in the story. I thought that was really well done. Yeah, I really appreciated it.
Yeah, it was a good part of the package. It wasn't like the bow on top. It was definitely part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
no, yeah.
Cooney's left. Dobby's been banished.
Yeah, no, sorry. Dobby like pushed the door open. I obviously didn't latch it all the way. And then he came in and he had the zoomies and he was just going absolutely insane. So I'm like, go. Sorry.
No worries.
All right. So it's good because Narelle hit part of the spiritual aspects of this book, and I also am sort of touching on that as well. I loved you had such deep and thoughtful, I thought, approaches in here, which we always get from you, but I don't feel like we necessarily always see it in Love Inspired. So so I really, really liked it. My question, and it dovetails nicely, I think, with Narelle's. Everyone in your story is dealing with some sort of abandonment issue, and or multiple aspects of abandonment in some cases.
Right.
And so what prompted you to include that? You know, what sort of gave you that seed of an idea? And is there some message that you're hoping readers will take from how your characters deal with it? That sort of thing.
Wow, you guys are going for the great questions.
Me,
So
it's
now-
just camping.
Now I realize that the describe your book question was the chill one.
The
rest-
softball.
Yeah. No, but no, I really do love these questions. So about abandonment, it's something I dealt with as a kid. I grew up in a one-parent household. So sometimes it's easy for me to give my characters that aspect only because I feel like I can pull emotional wise. But I wanted to do different types because I feel like so many people these days deal with different types. Like, I don't know of a single person who hasn't felt abandoned in one way or the other, whether it's actually abandonment or emotional abandonment, whatever the case may be. And I have since discovered that, you know, you can find healing in that from God, because, you know, that's one of his greatest promises to us, that he'll never leave us nor forsake us. So we're never alone, no matter what our circumstances look like. And I think that would be definitely what I would want the readers to realize, is that whatever it is they're facing, that they're not alone, even if it feels like they're alone, that there is someone who will listen when no one else will listen, or they're tired of listening. All the things that frustrate with you in the earthly world, like God won't frustrate you spiritually. And so I had fun, not fun, but
It was
sounds
fun.
so bad.
You know, it was fun.
Like, yeah. It was just nice seeing the characters like come to those realizations through the things they had gone through, that either they were going to be the person who went and abandoned someone else, or they realized that God was always there.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, so we have plenty of time if we want to explore camping some more. We know Valerie camps, and Toni's done some. Narelle, are you a camper?
Well, no, and that's because I still have childhood trauma from camping. Actually, that's probably a complete exaggeration, but when you're a kid, you sort of blow things into your mind. I grew up in Sydney, which tends to have quite a wet winter climate at different times. And when I was younger, I did brownies and Girl Guides. And I remember when I was doing Girl Guides, which is part of the scouting movement, we had like 3 camps in a row that were in the torrential rain, like pouring rain, and they never cancel camps. and I think I got to the 3rd one with all the mud, and I'm like, I'm just done with this. I actually quit Girl Guides completely, and I have avoided camping ever since. It's just something. That's a nice idea. You can go and do that over there, but you know, I'll take my hotel, and I'll take my ensuite, and I'll take my luxuries. And I just haven't changed my mind on that. I'm just really not a fan of camping. So yes.
Very good.
For all that you're talking about, how much you like books that are set in the great outdoors, that's because you actually want to be there yourself.
Exactly.
Yes, but it's true, but I just don't want the discomfort of having to roll over and there's a rock under your back and snakes. I just don't want to see a surprise snake. Okay, so you got to remember this.
Yeah.
We're in Australia, so snakes are a definite thing here, and I don't want to come across a surprise snake. And so there's
I
always
don't want to come across a surprise or not surprise.
No.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
me
Either
either.
kind.
that's legit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there are some unique things about Australia as well. Although I must admit, I used to see snakes around our house when I was growing up. It wasn't when I was camping. So yeah, or when I was at school, there used to be snakes would be where the bikes were parked, and yeah. But yeah, so that would be a turn off for me.
How about you, Beth?
I grew up camping. That was I grew up camping, and my husband and I camped a little when we were first married, when I was younger and more resilient. He goes now camping with the boys, and I've been very excited that our Trail Life troop has made all the campouts father-son only. So so moms and siblings can't come, and that has not broken my
Oops.
heart. Yeah, I know, darn. I might enjoy trailer camping because I do enjoy hiking and being out in nature. I just don't enjoy sleeping on the ground on a
Ditto.
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't love outhouses or finding a convenient tree. I don't like that aspect of it either. So I think I could do a slightly posher version of camping with Valerie's trailer. But
It's big enough.
yeah,
All can
I'm not a tent camper anymore.
I'd go glamping.
Yeah.
Is glamping a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I would do that because that's slightly more upmarket.
Yeah.
You're not on the ground too close to creepy crawlies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we talk about the little boy in Toni's story? Tell us
Yes.
about River.
Of course.
He
So
is so stinking cute.
I loved River, and I actually thought about my boys a little bit when I was creating his character. I mean, it's so easy when you have children to kind of sprinkle them in, even though they say I'm not supposed to do that. But I have a dinosaur loving kid, and he was all about the stuffed animals and collecting them all in every kind of dinosaur form they came in. So that was one thing I kind of threw in there a little bit with River. But I think I wanted him to be that little part that brought them a little closer together and
Mhm.
helped them put down their preconceived notions a little quicker. But also, give a little comedic relief as kids can do from time to time.
Right, because Declan's
Yeah.
all about we can't afford that dinosaur, but he doesn't want to say that out loud in front of Jordan because it's not really that expensive, but he's actually that pinched. And
Right.
so then when she's like, oh, here, and he's like, no, I can't do this. It was I could feel for that for both sides. She's just trying to help.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So that's in chapter 1. So like,
Yes.
don't panic, people. But it's not a big spoiler here.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he's fabulous.
Yes.
How
And
old
he's
is he?
5 years old. He's
Oh, I was
5.
gonna say, is he
Yes.
5? We have a
Yes.
thing about 5-year-olds on this podcast.
Yeah.
They're
And
our
when I read,
favorites.
when I read that, we have a dinosaur museum in Canberra where I live, and I thought, oh, River would love the dinosaur museum.
So would my kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're taking our grandgirls this summer to the Dinosaur Museum in Drumheller, Alberta.
Oh, fun.
So they have never
Awesome.
been, and will be 6, 11, 11, and 13. So
Fun.
no 5-year-old.
Oh.
I know that
Awesome.
ship has sailed with me as well.
I have a dinosaur boy as well. So yeah, we had a Brachiosaurus on our math paper today, and he talked about the Brachiosaurus a lot more than the math. So I'm like, fractions. You need to do the fractions, and then we can talk about the Brachiosaurus.
Gee, Mom, you are no fun at all.
I know. He does not love the fractions the way that I do.
But the dinosaurs, you can learn
Just
a
the
lot about
dinosaurs.
fractions. Can you
Yeah.
learn? I'm sure you can.
Not really with
Dinosaurs?
science. You don't
No.
have fractional dinosaurs, sadly.
Yeah.
You could make them. I'm sure. I'm sure you could do this. Make units on dinosaurs in
Probably.
everything. Social
Probably.
studies, their interrelationships. No, I'm never mind. I'm done.
Okay. Should we do a quick this or that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
should.
not?
Tony's like, no.
No, I'm good with it.
Okay, phew. All right, Valerie, you're first.
Kayaking or horseback riding?
Kayaking.
Am I
Yeah, I'd be-
next?
Yeah, I'd be horseback. Really, kayaking? Why?
I love the water. And it's
Okay.
funny because I'm terrified of the water at the same time. Like I can't swim. So yeah, I don't want to go in it. But kayaking is so relaxing. Get to
Mhm.
see the water. It's beautiful. And even though I like horses, I keep imagining that I would eventually get sore and hot and tired. And there's not pretty scenery.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Narelle.
You know what? I always go blank when we have these questions. And I was sitting thinking, what will I ask?
It would
So-
help if I like mentioned it ahead of time that we were going to do it instead of just springing it on
It
everyone.
would help. And
But-
then Valerie picked my what I would go with first. So I'm gonna go somewhere different. I'm
Okay.
gonna say enemies to love as a romance trope or friends to more.
Definitely enemies to more.
Okay.
There's a
How
lot of
come?
scope there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, I love the banter aspect of it. I feel like it's more, it allows for the story to move faster. Not only that, but a lot of times they're enemies because they're judgmental. And so I like to, remove the log out of their eyes and help them with that.
Beat them with
Poke
it.
some holes in that big balloon in front of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends to more is a really hard one to pull off. I think I'm with you.
Yeah, because sometimes it's the angst of, will they be friends?
And
Will
what's
it
been
ruin their
holding them back
friendship?
for the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair. Fair. All right. So I guess I will do
Dun, 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 dun.
camping or luxury spa.
Camping or luxury spa?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna take a spa.
She's like, is this even a question?
Well, Valerie would pick camping, so I don't know.
I guess it depends on the definition of camping, right? If we're talking,
No,
you know,
like tent camping.
Yeah, definitely the spa.
Okay.
I'm definitely the spa.
I probably would be as well, just because my
Okay.
bones would be creaky and my back would be out, and yeah, it would just not be nice for anyone around me as well.
All right. All right. Now
But
we're going to have you back
glamping.
again in August. Did you know that?
Yay.
I think you knew that.
I
With-
think I did, but I forgot, so it feels like a surprise. So I'm
Now
happy.
that's a rom-com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it a rom? Yes. Okay. Very good. What do you have anything in between there that we're missing?
I have a short novella and anthology coming out in April.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
But then yeah, August is it.
Good, good.
Excellent. What is the anthology called? Does it have a
Royal.
title yet?
Yes.
What is it? Sorry.
Royal?
Oh, it's Royal. Excellent. Okay. Will it be tied to your search for a prince, in search of a prince?
Yes, it's tells a secondary character's story from To Win a Prince.
Oh, which character?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
One of the Bible study characters.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. That'll be exciting. Now I want the anthology. So that's cool.
You can
Good
pre-order
marketing,
it.
Toni.
Yeah.
You're
Good
welcome.
marketing.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Do you have anything about winning his trust that you wish that we had hit on or given you an opportunity to say?
I mean, no, I think you guys went in a great direction. It was great questions, all of them.
Awesome. Well, remind everyone your website and where they can find you.
Sure. You can find me at tonishiloh.com, where all my social medias links are present. So you can pick the social media to stalk me on.
Excellent. Perfect. I think we're good. We're probably good. We're at time. We're good.
Like
All
that.
right. So if you have questions for Toni about winning his trust, she might pop back for a week or so. to say hi if you want. It is a fabulous book. It is from Love Inspired, and you should read it. So thank you for joining us today at Story Chats. We would love to know what you thought. And you can leave us a comment on our Facebook page or the YouTube channel, and you will find information about the podcast at inspiromance.com/storychats. So we'll see you again next week. And in the meantime, don't forget to fall in love with a good book. Bye.
Bye.